Oh God. Okay. Okay, we should be good to go. Very welcome to the call this morning. Thank you for putting aside some time to be with us. I just need a confirmation that I'm clear and I'm heard. Quick confirmation there. Okay.
I can hear you, Andrew.
All right. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. So welcome to the call. This morning, due to network issues, I may not be able to share my video for long, but my name is Bukembe Andrew, and I'm glad to be sharing with you this information this morning. I'm going to be joined by a couple of other people who will be able to also add to what I've just been able to share, and perhaps also contribute to the discussion that we are discussing or we are talking about this morning. Probably, doctors, is a little bit one of your topics one of these days, so that we get a very good and professional side to this story as well. Because I picked this up from a friend of mine who is into skincare related products and more so to do with organic as I was prospecting them. So as she shared this information, I said, why not share it with the rest of the team? Because it's very important information. If you're out there, I want to encourage you to bring your makeup, bring your cleaning products, put them on the table. Let us cross-check and see whether your products actually have some of the things I'm going to be discussing shortly. I take this opportunity to also welcome everybody on the call from all walks of life. I know we have people calling in from Zambia. Just remembered I didn't send a message to that group, so let me just quickly do that. I know we have people all the way from South Africa, from Kenya, from Tanzania. You're all very, very welcome. We do appreciate our sharing this morning. And I'm surprised that as we now discuss this area as well, you will be able to also appreciate what we have to share right on. Now, so like I've said this morning, we are discussing why Nutriance Products, and the subtopic there is makeup and cancer. Ladies and gentlemen, a lot of the things we put into our skins, especially ingredients that are used to make skin and personal care products, including the cosmetics, of recent have come under very increased scrutiny for their possible effects on human health and on the environment. And remember, our skin is the largest organ that we have got. What we apply on the skin of ours could be an entry for a lot of toxins. And whereas the skin is supposed to excrete, it's supposed to be protective, it's supposed to help us ensure that it keeps things like toxins outside. Sometimes it is us, the people, who are actually involved in putting these toxins into our bodies ourselves, you know. And this morning, I just want to bring to your attention um, some of the things that we are doing to our skins that we need to be very, very aware of. I'm sorry, I could have put ladies' skins, but let's say everybody's skin, both men and ladies. It's so that it is not gender sensitive. Though I know of very few men that do makeup, but it doesn't still remove the fact that we also still have men that actually do makeup. Even on wedding days, it's one of, I've seen people that go in and they have some makeup applied on them. Now, we're going to go through the toxins that many of us are putting into our skins. And I'll be backed up later on with some additions from Margaret Amlavu and Dr. Esesa. It's also said, this is a well proven fact as well. It's been researched over the years that our skin is like a sponge. It has been found that many ladies' skins soak up as much as 1.8 kilograms of makeup every single year. And the first toxin that we want to talk about is the very well commonly known powder. It's called talcum powder. It is those white bottles of powder that you see going all across. And what is very unfortunate is that we have seen some of these bottles being put in baby packages, newly born packages, to apply to babies. And one of the people I was having a discussion with was asking themselves, do even people know why people used to use powder back in the day? You know, because powder is definitely something that is not as useful either to us as adults or not to the babies, the newly borns that I've seen many parents apply it on. So talc is found in various makeup products, including blushes, eyeshadows, and bronzers. It works in makeup to absorb moisture, okay, which is not a very good thing for our skin because remember, our skins need moisture. It gives one an opaque finish and stops makeup from caking. Now, that whole caking bit, I want to tell you as a gentleman, I have no idea what it means to cake, but I think it's something more to do with uh, kind of creating patches of sorts on the skin. Okay, however, one of the things that has been greatly found is that this thing called talc that is used to make talcum powder exists very closely with asbestos as a natural mineral. So usually if you're going to get talc, you're going to have to also find asbestos alongside talc. And as we all know, asbestos is a very well-known cancer-forming chemical and can contaminate untested talc that manufacturers use in certain cosmetics. And that's why it's important for us to be aware that every time you get that powder, unfortunately, I had the pictures all together, but I didn't have the time to put them into the slides. But if you went out and you just Google talcum powder, you'll see a lot of those bottles coming up that we use both for children and also we use in the salons to apply on our faces. Now, if these are the things that closely exist with asbestos, I want to tell you that you are actually creating a big issue for yourself as a user of that talc powder. Yeah, it will also cause skin infections. It will reduce natural oil secretion, and thereby creating a very flaky skin. It will clog your skin pores up. You want your skin pores open and unclogged, but every time you use that powder, you'll find that your skin pores are actually clogged. And for many, especially those that are very sensitive, and have very sensitive respiratory tracts, it will actually lead you to wheezing, and it will create a very, very big problem when it comes to some form of allergies. So toxin number one I want you to be very aware about is the talcum powder. Let's move on. Another very common toxin that is used, especially in cleaning products as well, and you'll also find it in body shampoos. Unfortunately, you'll also find it in toothpaste, is a toxin called triclosan. Now, is it important for you to know these toxins? Yes, because these are the things that are written on some of these in some of these products as ingredients. You buy a cleaning product, you buy a washing product from another company, you buy your toothpaste, and it has triclosan as one of the ingredients. So triclosan is added by some manufacturers to reduce the risk of contamination with bacteria, and products that might contain triclosan include toothpastes, antibacterial soaps, and body washes. According to the research done by the FDA, high levels of triclosan may affect thyroid hormones and contribute to antibiotic resistance. Now, I find this, over the last 18 years I've been a part of Neolife, I have noticed some of the conditions that sometimes have unfortunately been able to come across, thyroid hormone related conditions. And you'd wonder, why would a lady that is turning 57, 60, no goiter, nothing to do, have issues with thyroid hormones? And I've been wondering to myself, but if you've been brushing your teeth with a certain toothpaste that has triclosan, and that is quite high in content, no wonder by the time you're hitting some of these old ages, you'll have issues like thyroid hormone related issues, and also antibiotic resistance issues affecting you in one or the other. So toxin number 2 to note is triclosan. Toxin number 3, we have talked about it from time to time, but let me tell you, it also happens to be in some of our makeup products, and that is lead. So the cosmetic eye products mainly are the ones that contain this toxin called that you would find in lead, and it will probably be named as coal, or cosmetic eye products that contain coal may contain high levels of lead, which is harmful and a heavy metal in our bodies. An eye product containing any of the following could potentially potentially contain lead. And these names are very interesting. There's coal, there's catal, there's alcohol, there's sulma, there's tiro, there's tozali, there's quali, So if you read your eye care products and they have any of those names, the chances that that product actually contains lead are very high. And if you've been exposed to lead, definitely you'll have issues with high blood pressure, you'll have issues with your brain issues, you'll have kidney issues, you'll also have reproductive health issues. So you can only imagine the kind of exposure that some of our children and our parents, mothers at that, wives that have been exposed to. Yeah, so ladies and gentlemen, toxin number 3 is actually lead. Toxin number 4 is mercury. That's also one thing I've had from Neolife ever since I started. A lot of the skin lighteners are actually products that contain mercury, and you need to stay as far as possible from mercury and thimerosal as a toxin. Very good adverts I've seen on TV, having people lightening their skins. I remember there's one, those days, I don't want to mention, but I no longer see the product in the market. I think it was Fair and Lovely. Yeah, there were shows, people getting themselves, products that lighten themselves. But many of these products, what is more harmful is that they do have some of those toxins, and mercury is a heavy metal that is harmful to your body. It will affect your nervous system, it will cause damage to the kidney, it will have issues if you're pregnant with your developing fetus. Thimerosal, I hope that's the pronunciation, is also a preservative that can appear in cosmetics and also contains mercury. So some of these are the keywords that you should be looking out on your products that you're using. That's in that you're not using Nutriance as your product. that you should be aware of, that if you continuously using some of these products, you're likely to have issues with your health. Phthalates, that one is another toxin, number 5. So these are present in nail polishes and also hairsprays. I can imagine how many hairsprays we have out there. I mean, every time I've had an opportunity to go to the salon, I also feel good when they do the hairspray. But you know, when I came and I'm now talking about some of these things, we are talking about how the that pronunciation. Doctor, I said that you will help me. The phthalates can unbalance the hormones. Now, how they unbalance the hormones also are very, very key in terms of destabilizing estrogen that is found in women and also the testosterone in men. And according to a lot of breast cancer research that has been done, that particular toxin has had a link to breast cancer. And ladies and gentlemen, you will need to make sure that your cosmetic products actually, sorry, Mrs. Cindy, your camera is on. You need to, let me just stop here. You need to make an effort to see that you do not get yourself anywhere close to some of these toxins. Toxin number 6, very common, and you'll also hear us talking about that in near life, that most of our products, if not all, not most of our, all of our products are paraben free. So a lot of manufacturers use parabens as preservatives in many cosmetics and also cleaning products, come to know it. And these parabens may appear on cosmetic labels as methyl paraben, propyl paraben. They have all these nice chemical looking names. But parabens are mainly present in makeup, moisturizers, hair products, and shaving creams as well. So for the men on the call, please note also your shaving creams are such a huge danger. If you're going to be shaving every single week over the next 20, 30, 40 years, the chances that you will actually survive some of these cancers is very, very difficult. So you need to be aware, because what are the parabens doing? They can enter the body through the skin, and they also know how to mimic estrogen. Although parabens will only act as weak form of estrogen, it could still be enough to cause breast cancer cells to actually grow. Sorry, I have someone on the call who is unmuted. Mr. Elias, okay, no problem. Okay, now, please note as well that this is because of an imbalance of estrogen can sometimes trigger also things like breast cancer. So these parabens are actually very, very dangerous. And many of the cleaning products that are not near life products, cleaning products out there, are definitely full of parabens. Because the manufacturers need to use this in their cosmetics, in their cleaning products, to ensure that they actually preserve those products. Preservation of a product that has been packed is a high need, all the way from the foodstuffs, the food products that we do take that are preserved, that have been packed, all the way to things like the cosmetics. Any product that is actually packed up has to have some form of preservative, and that's why Neolife has taken great care to ensure that it does not put any preservatives that are going to be of harm to our bodies and to ourselves. Now, toxin number 7 is formaldehyde. Okay, formaldehyde and chemicals that release formaldehyde over a certain period of time are present also in cosmetics, lotions, and shampoos. So check your things right there. They're also present in shower gels, nail polish, and hair straightening products like conditioners. They do cause allergic reactions, and they're also an irritation to the eyes and the respiratory system. So check and see whether your products also have formaldehyde, and or they may have products that actually do release formaldehyde. The 8th toxin in there is toluene. Toluene is also present in nail treatments and nail polishes. Been told that it's actually the nail remover. Is it the nail varnish remover that is extremely toxic? You know, so if you're a lady and you have to, keep on changing the color of your nails, you just be mindful of the fact that every time you do that, the chances that you are getting into contact with some of these products that are very toxic to the brain, the nervous system, and can easily end up leading to cancer, you could be leading yourself onto that route, and you must become very much aware, and you must be aware to the fact that if these toxins do exist in those products that you're using as form of your makeup or cosmetics, and you're not using New Life products, then there is a challenge in there. Then we have the carbon black. Carbon black is also mainly present in the mascaras, in the eyeliners, in lipsticks as well. Very, very dangerous. The environmental working group actually did discover that there's a link between cancer and the carbon black preservative that is used in many of those cosmetics. Okay. Um, well, they're still doing more research on as to whether the small amounts of carbon black in cosmetics can affect people, but definitely a lot of the carbon black toxin that has been used in a lot of the mascaras, the eyeliners, and lipsticks is that toxic to us, ladies and gentlemen. Now, toxin number 10. Toxin number 10, Jesus Christ, is that polyfluoroalkyl substances, abbreviated as PFAS. Okay, so the PFAS is sorry about that, just trying to sort myself out here. Minute. Yes, the PFAS is present in foundations, concealers, and eyeliners, as well as other cosmetics. And according to that group there are more than 4,000 chemicals classified as PFAS that may pose the following risks to different people, which comes from developing fetus, increasing a person's risk of cancer, affecting the immune system, and hormonal imbalance. And ladies and gentlemen, probably the last toxin I'll talk about just now is that particular one. Benzophenone. All these are very nice chemical names, eh? Benzophenone type ultraviolet filters. Now, come on, Ruth Namialo, let's be in class. the benzophenone type ultraviolet filters, those ultraviolet filters, also you'll find them in a number of makeup products. And yes, as much as we need to protect ourselves from the UV rays, it is important to note that a lot of these different chemicals that are used in there do disrupt our hormones, and they are actually a serious issue when it comes to our health. Ladies and gentlemen, that's why we are saying nutrients is the solution. It is high time you went organic. So if you're on the call and you've not gone organic, I want to advise you, for the sake of your children, your children's children, and your children's children's children, because some of these habits actually do go on from time to time. I want to share with you a video clip. They do go on from time to time, and I'll tell you that it's a challenge, ladies and gentlemen. It is a challenge. So let's listen to this video shortly. I want you to oh God, I hope I've not let me just stop and share again. Maybe they just share the sound. Okay, let me just share the sound. So this is something by our CEO. This is Dr. Liz Applegate, Scientific Advisory Board member. She's going to do a small discussion there in regards to how our nutrients products are actually organic. Yeah. So I wish you a good viewing. And after that, we shall have further discussion from Dr. Esesa and Margaret Amlavu, and then we shall call it a day. Yeah, I've quickly gone through the toxins. I hope you've been ticking them off. Go back, look into your makeup set. Some of you who are not yet convinced on the nutrients, and you're still using those other things. We want you to be aware and fully knowledgeable of what you could be applying on your skin.
I think it's fair to assume that we all want healthy, youthful-looking skin, and we all want to age gracefully and fight the causes of aging and damage. But how do we make sure our skincare routine does this? To answer this question, we're going to hear from an expert, Dr. Liz Applegate, member of the Neolife Scientific Advisory Board. Dr. Applegate earned both her Bachelor of Science in Biochemistry and her PhD in Nutrition Science at the University of California, Davis. Today, Dr. Applegate is a faculty member, distinguished lecturer on the subject of nutrition, and also the director of sports nutrition at a prestigious university in California.
I am so excited about being part of your spa hour. It's so important to understand the science behind the aging of skin and what we can do to take better care to help nourish this important organ. While it's so important to understand that the skin has natural defense mechanisms, the skin's outer layer, called the epidermis, is actually the barrier defending your body from the environment. And maintaining and strengthening these defenses, what's called the skin's barrier function, is the key for healthy, youthful-looking skin. I want to identify the three areas. First, the skin's protective acid mantle. And secondly, we'll talk about the outer layer of the skin called the horny layer. And then lastly, the active cell renewal. And this is the morphing, the rejuvenation of skin cells that make their way to the top surface. Let's start by talking about the skin's protective acid mantle. The acid mantle is actually an invisible film that sits on the surface of the skin. And you know it's there because if you've ever washed your face with a really harsh soap, dried it off, and then it feels really sensitive and almost uncomfortably tight, that's a sign that you stripped your acid mantle away. Unfortunately, a lot of skincare products can do that. I want to point out that the pH is actually a measure of acid to alkaline ratio. Acid means substances like vinegar, and then alkaline, think bleach or ammonia. Your skin has a pH of about 4.5 to 5, slightly acidic, and maintaining this pH balance is an important factor in healthy skin care and often overlooked when we look to different products to help with blocking or slowing the aging process. We know that an unhealthy diet and lifestyle factors can also throw off your pH balance, which can lead to irritation and dryness and even premature wrinkles. Changes in pH actually are even reported to play a role in the pathogenesis, and that means the development of skin diseases. For example, people with eczema tend to have a higher measured pH value in areas that are affected. So why is this? What goes wrong? It's important to know that our skin actually needs a healthy balance of bacteria in order to function optimally. Does that sound familiar? Yep, our gut has a series of healthy bacterial populations. But on your skin's surface, it's known that an acidic pH encourages the right type of microbes to exist on the surface. And if you go with a more alkaline pH, the harsh soaps or skincare routine that isn't pH appropriate, it can throw this all out of whack. So our skin's health depends on preserving this unique ecosystem of microbes that live in harmony on our skin surface. They depend on that specific pH, a slightly acidic pH. And it's the acidity of the protective acid mantle that plays an important and critical role in preserving the integrity of those layers of skin that make up what we call the barrier function. The outermost layer of skin is called the horny layer. This horny layer is actually responsible for maintaining hydration of your skin, how firm it feels, the softness, and also keeping these unwanted toxins out. If you've ever wondered why your skin might be dry and flaky or even irritated, overly sensitive, chances are the horny layer has been compromised in some way. We know that maintaining the protective layer, the horny layer, requires constant regeneration of skin cells from below. The top layer of the skin, the epidermis, what we're now calling the surface, the horny layer, is constantly refreshed. This leads to our third component, the active cell renewal. This is the rate at which the body's able to replace skin cells in the skin barrier, and it also impacts how fresh and youthful looking your skin is. Think of your skin surface as a nice green lush lawn. And you're constantly taking care of the surface of that green lawn, making sure it's fed properly, you're mowing it, watering it. Well, new grass shoots come up to keep that lawn healthy and looking its best. On your skin surface, we have down below active cell renewal, where the body is constantly able and does replace skin cells to make their way to morph and get to the skin surface. The rate at which the active cell renewal occurs is actually dependent upon the quality of nutrients, just like that grass. It's got to have good nutrients going in it to be refreshed. These nutrients and new skin cells come to the surface, and they come from two sources. Remember, just like a lawn, you can nourish it from the inside, so our bloodstream from a healthful diet, as well as topically. Topically applied nutrients can make a remarkable difference to the active cell renewal process. We have to make sure, though, that they're biocompatible for the assimilation into the cells and that they deliver vital nutrients such as phytonutrients, essential oils and fats, even peptides, which are components of protein, and a wealth of different trace minerals, so important for skin health.
Thank you, Dr. Liz. So now's a good time to ask yourself, does your skincare routine pass the test so far? Does it act gently to maintain the skin's natural defenses by addressing those three key factors: the pH balance of the acid mantle, the integrity of the horny layer, and providing important nutrients and phytonutrients for active cell renewal? Now that is a pretty tall order, especially when we as consumers have to wade through all of the cheaply made, overpriced products out there. And there's so many people who don't even realize what harsh ingredients and chemicals they're just lathering themselves in that can have negative effects over time. Honestly, I've been there too. I mean, I've used products in the past that today I wouldn't touch with a 10-foot pole because I just didn't know. But knowledge is power, and that's why we are so passionate about our time together and spreading the word about an exciting solution to this problem developed by an elite, purpose-driven group of scientists. For more than a decade, these experts have searched the world over, and they've now found the most unique source for biocompatibility and perfect harmony with the skin through marine-based nutrients sourced from the birthplace of modern thalassotherapy.
Thalassotherapy is the term for the medical use of seawater and marine ingredients such as seaweed extracts and marine minerals. It comes from the Greek words thalassa, meaning sea, and therapia, meaning healing. Seawater and marine extract ingredients were used for their rich mineral and trace element content, which were believed to enter the skin and clear the pores, detoxifying and balancing the body. Now, the scientists we mentioned earlier serve on the scientific advisory board of an international leader in the health and wellness industry, Neolife International. Since 1958, Neolife has pioneered nutrition supplementation, offering solutions to cellular nutrition long before most people even knew what a vitamin was. With a rich history of industry firsts and breakthrough discoveries that have paved the way for products like the first ever protein shakes, omega-3 supplements, and antioxidant protection. Now, the company has proven their commitment to ending the trend of poor wellness once again by launching the first ever marine botanical-based organic skincare line in the direct selling industry, Nutriance Organic.
Nutriance Organic uses marine botanicals sourced from a protected biosphere, the Malines Archipelago in Brittany, France, renowned for its exceptional wealth of seaweeds, purity of seawater, and thalassotherapy centers. And now I'm a surfer, and I've always just been drawn to the sea and that connection with nature and the feeling of an invigorating sense of peace and restoration. And I just love that unique feeling that you really can't get anywhere else. But that's also what first stood out to me when I tried this line. I know it's a little cheesy, but my face honestly feels like it's been on a vacation at the beach.
I agree. I'm a busy mom of two, so I also love the convenience of the three-step system. It really takes the guesswork out of my skincare routine. I know I have all my bases covered and the peace of mind of knowing there's also an incredible amount of science behind the line. It was formulated in collaboration with leading skincare experts and marine biologists and clinically tested at prestigious research and dermatology centers based in France. It was also developed under the most rigorous quality standards and meeting the Cosmos Organic Standard. This standard ensures that the products contain organic ingredients that are guaranteed to be the highest quality.
Nutriance Organic is a scientifically formulated marine-based botanical organic skincare line. The Nutriance age-defying cell activating system harnesses the synergistic properties of Nutriance Organic in 3 simple steps designed to fight the causes of aging and skin damage. Marine botanicals are sourced from a protected biosphere, the Moline Archipelago in Brittany, France, renowned for its exceptional wealth of seaweeds and purity of seawater. Formulated in collaboration with leading skincare experts and marine biologists, and clinically tested at prestigious research and dermatology centers based in France. These exclusive formulas feature 10 fresh marine seaweed extracts, using hand harvesting and gentle extraction techniques for quality and environmental sustainability, extracted within 24 hours of harvest for potency. Pure and patented seawater, biocompatible for perfect harmony with the epidermis. With more than 80 trace minerals, 15 essential oils, 10 botanical waters and botanical extracts, and protective antioxidants, including carotenoids and polyphenols. Nutriance Organic is not animal tested, non-comedogenic, 100% vegan, and paraben-free.
Wow, 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 and wow. Ladies and gentlemen, I must say that from the discussion we have just had this morning, if you're on the call and you've not been converted into, I need to take.
I think it's fair to assume.
Just hold on. You know, if you're on the call, just summarizing this that we have just had, we have been talking about makeup, cleaning products, and cancer. And we have gone through all the toxins from the powder that we are using both for ourselves and our children in all these salons to some of the things that are used to ensure that these powders and cosmetics and so on don't get contaminated by bacteria, the triclosan, the lead, the mercury, and the thimerosal, that's what, the phthalates, okay, the parabens, the formaldehyde, the toluene, the carbon black, the PFAS, and finally the benzophenone type ultraviolet filters. Ladies and gentlemen, these are things that if we are not careful, okay, like I started off, people put about 1.8 kilograms of makeup on their skins. So in about 10, 15 years, we are seeing more people developing cancers because of some of those chemicals. And there you have Dr. Applegate, and together with our CEO, Kendra Brasfield, who have explained to us very clearly why we should now be the kind of people that are looking at going in for organic. So if you're on the call this morning, you cannot afford, just go to your room, go to your bedroom, and just get rid of all those chemicals because they are killing us, ladies and gentlemen. Allow me to stop here. I think I'll invite Margaret Amlavo first to just share your experience. And I also see Maya on the call. You're also welcome. And then Dr. Eseza eventually. Then we shall call it a day.
Thank you so much, Andrew. That was quite something. I'm just so excited that you shared that at such a forum. And the thing that makes it really serious is that women are more affected than the men. I mean, we put makeup. I don't know who told us that we are not made up enough in our natural way to add makeup, because even when you just use the nutrients on its own, just the basic 3-step or the 4-step, I mean, your face glows, everything about you looks so good, and somebody can actually tell a healthy skin from one that has just been made up. The thing that makes it very disturbing is that, like in our country here, Kenya, I can talk specifically here, we've got a whole street downtown that just sells makeup. And most of us, the problem is that we don't read labels, because all those ingredients you've talked about, they are actually on the label. But you know what? Number one, we don't read. Number two, even if we read, we don't even understand what we are reading. And then what makes it worse is that some of these chemicals have got aberrations. Like you can find, I know, like in some of the powders that are used even for cooking, you find E51, E52, allowed colorants, and you don't even know what they mean by allowed or disallowed. And then the thing that changes color. For me, I grew up seeing people having a lot of mercury things, and they would hear they have skin cancers, they've got leukemia. So even when I came to Leo Life, I actually was very scared of using any skincare products. I actually had never used any skincare products per se up to when I joined Leo Life at 29, and I was just scared because I'd seen too much drama, especially on women. They're one color today, tomorrow they're another color. And then some of the things you use, the neck and the face look different. It's like Coke and Fanta. And so even if somebody put their hand on the face, you can think it's somebody else's hand that's gone on the face because a lot of discoloration has already taken place. So these chemicals are actually very, very, very serious. The other place we also find chemicals are in perfumes, especially those perfumes that are very strong and long lasting. You know, people say, I want a perfume that from when I put it on in the morning up to when I sleep, it is still there. Some of those perfumes are very, very dangerous. And I especially want to say even about perfumes, especially on people who have got young children. You see mothers when you're breastfeeding, when you've got to carry that child throughout the day, some of the children, we are getting affected and infected right from the mother with the perfumes and the colognes that we are using. And then I also like the fact that our products are not animal tested, and people keep on wondering, animal testing. Yeah, because imagine it's human beings who are using them. So why should they get tested on animals? I know we are similar, but similar does not mean we are the same. Things can be similar. Men and women, we are all humans, but we are very, very distinct and different. So I love the fact that our products never get tested on animals. That's already a very big edge on our products. Then I also like the bit that our nutrients are pH balanced, and sometimes people don't understand what is this pH. pH, something can be acidic, 0 to about 5.5 is acidic, 7 is neutral, and then from about 8 to 14 is alkaline. And why I'm saying that about the acidity and alkaline pH, I don't know if people have seen things circulating and saying that even an item is got 22 pH. There's nothing like 22 pH. It's between 0 and a maximum of 14. So you see, even just not knowing, you see 22, 29, 30. I've seen very funny things circulating in our Kenyan market saying this is the pH. And because you don't even have the basic knowledge, imagine you're not even aware. So that's why I'm so excited about this topic, because I think women, we are the most targeted. Oh my, when it comes to lipstick, oh my God, I don't even know what to tell you. And the kind of lipsticks we use, most of them, first of all, they stain whatever it is you're using. I don't know if women have been sensitive. Like there's a lipstick you use, and when you just drink tea or water, whatever container you have used, the mark is left there. And even if they try and clean it, it's still being left there. You can imagine it's being left outside on a container. I don't know how much of it is going into your body. Because the challenge with lipstick, every getting inside actually swallowing. In fact, somebody said that lipstick thing is almost like we're just taking some very bad margarine every day into the system in the name of lipstick. Because each time it fades off, you find somebody applying more and more. But the worst bit is the one that we are not actually reading labels. That is what is so disturbing about this whole thing. So nutrients being organic is such a big plus. And when people say they're expensive, I don't know expensive compared to what, because there is no value or amount of money you can pay to stay healthy or to be healthy, because people are selling all sorts of things to buy back health. So we are so privileged that we've got products that work with our skin. All the other products out there work on the skin. What do I mean? Working on the skin means that they're just external. They don't have an impact on you as a person in terms of working the way your skin is formulated. And I like the bit that the scientists went through the top layer and the middle layer and the bottom layer, because some of us don't even understand how the skin works. Through the pores, those small things you see like holes are pores. And it means whatever you use on your outside actually ends up seeping onto your inside. The same way what you eat on the inside seeps up onto your outside. Because some of us, when we get skin challenges, are very quick to apply a cream. And you don't, because for me, I take it that the skin is actually an indicator of things not happening on the inside. So when you start getting skin challenges, just know something has already gone wrong on the inside and you need to address the two. So we are so privileged that we've got products that are excellent, that are safe. And for the powders, oh my God, the powders, when we put makeup, one of the things that us ladies especially don't know about makeup is the moment we put them on the face because they are working on the skin, they block the pores. And your skin is a living organ. You can imagine if you don't breathe for a while, you're gonna die. So this skin with time starts malfunctioning because it's already not breathing. It's not doing its basic work of breathing and removing toxins, because apart from just protecting us, and the skin being the largest organ, it not only protects us, but it also helps to detoxify. It's the biggest organ for removing toxins from our bodies. So when your skin is already not working well, you've got a problem. And you remember when we are talking about the skin, we are talking from the head to the body, to the head, the hair, the face, and the body. And that's why you find that in Nutrients, there are products for the shampoo and conditioner, where Andrew started hair products. There are the facials, then we've got the hand and body lotions, the body love, and all those. They're formulated to work throughout your body. And also you find that our hair products are not the same ones we use on the face. They're also not the same ones we use for the rest of the body, because all those three types of skin are different. The scalp is different from the facial, different from the rest of the body. So you need to use all the three sets for the hair, for the facial, and for your body. And they're so safe because they can be used even by babies. That is how safe they are. And one of the challenges I've gotten, especially even with children, they say they got baby soap. And most kids are actually getting very sick from baby soap, because just that the word soap is already a chemical. Other than it just cleansing the skin, it removes some oil. There's some body oil that should never get off your skin. But because of this ingredient we call a soap, even when they say baby soap, that is supposed to be mild, it's not even mild. It's not only removing things of the skin, but it's even removing the basic oil that should be protecting that skin. And that's why I think we've got a lot of work to go out there and do in educating people and making them aware why should they use products. But first of all, we start with ourselves. So if you're not using these products for yourself, I can tell you you're very unfair to yourself. You don't care about yourself. You actually don't care who you are. Because if you think you're a person of worth and value, you're the first beneficiary of these products. I can tell you in this home, from our hair shampoo, we even carry it. Shampoo and conditioner, you will carry it when you're going to do your hair, to do your wherever. I know that Charles will carry his hair shampoo, conditioner, and even the aloe vera gel and the toner. Even if he's going, even has a bag in the car that he cannot go for any shaving with those items. And imagine it's a man, how much more us ladies? So I'm just saying we need to use these products, and then we need to go out there and educate the society. A lot of things are going wrong. Because when you use the wrong products, they interfere with your hormones, they interfere with your kidneys, they interfere with your whole system, your digestion system. Some of the irritation in the digestive system is actually of these toxins that we are using. So thank you so much, Andrew, even for going out of the way and getting us the 11. I knew they are there, but I couldn't tell all the names the way you've done it. And just congratulations that even being a man, you've gone all the way to research on that. And I think we are very, very privileged to be on this platform. And I hope that that information will not archive it. If anything, we should just go out from today and educate these people, from our family to our friends to everybody we come in touch with. Thank you so much. I appreciate.
Wow, thank you. Thank you very much. Margaret, I appreciate. I was just trying to look for the button to mute Antonio. Antonio is okay. Yes, thank you very much, Margaret, for that very wonderful addition. Maya is a biochemist somewhere in Namibia. I don't know whether she would want to add something to this. Maya, are you comfortable? Okay. If Maya is not ready, then we can eventually have Dr. Eseza.
Good morning, everybody. I was actually looking forward to hearing Maya, the biochemist from Namibia. I just want to welcome everybody on the call, and I'm just going to say, Antonio, well done on logging on. Antonio is a guest of mine, and yeah, it's good to have you. Okay, my story is that I was looking for non-toxic cleaning products, and I found them in Neolife, and I found so much more, because over and above the thing that I was looking for, I also found the nutrition and the skincare. So for the guests on the call who haven't heard my story, I was radical. When I discovered this treasure, I asked for a couple of days leave to revamp everything I was using in the house. So I literally had a makeover by checking out what I had been using previously and brought in new products. Radical, yes. Did I argue and have a lot of complaints from my family? Of course I did. I mean, my husband thought I had gone mad, literally. But when he came to want to wash his car, I said, okay, whatever you used to use, I actually discarded. Here is wash and wax. That turned him round, and he has never looked back. So yeah, why did I do that? I think for those who don't know, I am a medical doctor. I've been doing that for several years. It's closer to 40 now. And over the years, I had been seeing a lot of unexplained things that I started saying, surely this isn't just a simple infection. Now, how are we taught in medical school? Medical school teaches us to hear and be sharp at making a diagnosis and then addressing the symptoms so that you shut the body up, literally. And that paradigm I was never happy with, right from the time I was arguing with people who were teaching us pharmacology and on. Anyway, so I come out at the other end and I just decided, okay, if I can't change everybody as much as I want to, I will at least start with my family. And that's why I went radical after reading a lot of labels. So I have never really wanted to wear makeup because I think it is not necessary for me. But I realized that perhaps my skin that I had trouble with, I had a lot of acne when I was younger. Perhaps it was as a result of something I was doing. So that is where I started this very inquisitive approach to life. What is my role in the causation of what I am seeing? And maybe I was just pushing back against the medical profession's approach, yeah. So when it came to reading labels, I made a rule, and I just want to simplify it for people. If you don't understand what you're reading, if it looks dodgy, if it looks chemical, perhaps leave it alone. Eh? And that's what I really, really appreciate with Neolife. Let's look at an example now. I'm coming into the skincare range. SPF, sun protection factor. Do you know, a long time ago, the range we had, the Nutriance range, had an SPF of 4. And other people were saying, no, the SPF should be at least 30 and above to get protection. Now, the inquisition from me was, but yay, what does SPF entail? It entails chemicals, right? So a long time ago, Neolife kept it at the minimum until they relaunched Neolife's, Nutriance's organic range, which is going back maybe about 5-6 years ago. Yeah, so they introduced the really astounding and extraordinary concept of using nutrition And all you need to do is look at the plants that are growing outside. How are they protected? For example, a tomato, it has carotenoids that protect the plant from shriveling up. It's an antioxidant, powerful. Flavonoids and all those things. So those have been incorporated in our skincare range, and then I could live with it. I mean, I was just so impressed because already we were getting the minimum SPF and nobody could convince us to go any higher. And now that has also been removed and we are using natural things. So if you're particularly, if you want, you can actually eat our Nutriance products and you will come to no harm. But now think of the skin. It absorbs. It is very, very absorptive. And so we need to take care of that. Yeah, so Andrew, thank you so much for that long list. I just want to point out to all of us as caring citizens, the PFAs, the perfluoro and polyfluoro, those ones that you mentioned, long names, and the phthalates, it's pronounced phthalates, many of them are now dubbed forever chemicals. Forever chemicals. They come to stay, and not just for a week or two, but for many, many, many years. And that's why we are unfortunately seeing babies being born and when the umbilical bloods are tested with these chemicals in them. And I don't know how we're going to shout from the rooftops about it, because we are impacting our future generations beyond just ourselves. So we really need to become serious about sharing your life, and what the philosophy and the ethic of this company has been since 1958. And yes, I like to emphasize that our mission is to make the world a healthier and happier place. Who doesn't want that? And if you don't, we'll show you the door to where you can please go and live by yourself, because we all live on planet Earth. Maybe we'll send you to Mars. We all live on planet Earth for the reason that we are supposed to be stewards. And it starts with each one of us as individuals. So my passion for this, I always try to communicate it as simply as possible. I recently had the honor and pleasure to do a session in Bloemfontein, which has been released on YouTube. I can share it for those who haven't seen it yet, but I pointed out that everything that you do daily will impact your liver. And if your liver is being impacted negatively, disease will happen. And we doctors have really attempted to outdo our Creator, God. And it is time we humbled ourselves sufficiently to say, hey, God knows why he has done things the way he has done them. So let's go back to the basics. Let's go back to nature. Let's go back to the way we are supposed to be living. Neolife gives us that opportunity. And I believe the group of scientists have been put there strategically to work so that we become the ambassadors of that work. It's a serious commission. So let's take it up, ladies and gentlemen. Let's not stop. Let's not get tired. Yes, we will get pushback from the noisier, louder industries. We can't ignore that. We can't push them out of our lives as much as we can. All we can do is gently educate. And so thank you, Andrew, for this platform. Thank you for continually educating us. And I think that's all I will say before I become too emotional and philosophical. Thank you. And I'm so grateful to see so many people logged on in the various teams, but particularly in South Africa and Mozambique, where I was a couple of weeks ago. Thank you.
Oh, thank you very much, Dr. Cesar. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to bring this to a close. Tomorrow, hopefully we shall have a lady from the Bank of Tanzania, former director of Bank of Tanzania, share with us her story as we go through the presentation tomorrow at 8 p.m. East African time, 7 p.m. Southern African time. Thank you very much for logging in, ladies and gentlemen. Have a fantastic weekend, and until next weekend, God bless.